Natanong mo na ba sa sarili mo bakit yung mga lolo at lola natin nag-save ng mga plastic container? Di ba? Inuuwi pa yan at talagang chine-cherries. And bakit yung mga magulang natin parati sinasabi, mag-ipon ka, huwag ka naman gumastos. At the same time man, yung mga ibang tao naman sinasabi, nako, maganda ang future mo pag ikaw ay nag-abroad. Same family, different money beliefs. Bakit? Because every generation grew up in a different environment and era. Different opportunities, different beliefs, different dreams. So I want you to stay until the end because itong session na ito ay bukod tangi sa regular na napapanood nyo. We will do a deep dive. I-reveal natin which generation yung may biggest financial advantage at the same time, mga disadvantages. And then paano sila mag-isip, paano sila gumastos, paano sila kumita, at paano sila magpalago ng pera. So ready ka na ba? Number 1 are the baby boomers. Ang baby boomers po, ito yung mga taong pinanganak from the year 1946 to the year 1964. Kaway-kaway dyan. Pag ikaw ay nandito, mga 61 to 79 ka na. So, ito po ang philosophy nila. Magtrabaho mabuti, at the same time, magiging maayos ang pamilya. Ito yung era na dekada 70s, radyo drama. At naalala niyo pa ba si Nora at si Vilma? Di ba nag-aaway? Lalo yung mga lola po natin, di ba? Pero itong mga boomers na ito, they grew up at the time when stability was the dream. Naniniwala sila mag-aral, tapos magtrabaho, stay loyal in a company, and then gaganda ang buhay mo. Because they believe hard work is equivalent to success. Loyalty is rewarded. Ang utang iniiwasan. Savings come before spending. Ang permanent job is the ultimate dream. So paano kumikita? Karamihan sa kanila during this era ay kumikita sa trabaho, government jobs, corporate careers, family business, and traditional profession. Pero many stayed with one employer honestly for decades kasi loyalty is key. So saan nila dinadala ang pera nila? Siyempre, pamilya, bahay, di ba? Children's education, retirement preparation. So kung makikita po natin, ang financial strength ng mga boomers ay discipline and patience. However, may blind spot din sila. Kasi nga, pag ikaw ay baby boomer ngayon, no, nahihirapan ka na mag-adjust sa digital business, online investing, at the same time, pagbabago ng technology. So kung makikita mo kung ano yung pinaka-money lesson na matutunan natin sa mga baby boomers is consistency builds wealth. Yun, para sa kanila, security is key. Let's go to the Gen X. From people who were born in the year 1965 to 1980. Kaway-kaway dyan. I belong to this era. Okay, 45 to 60 years old. So parang ang mindset during that time is walang sasalo sa'yo. Kailangan dumiskarte ka. Naalala niyo pa yung Voltes 5, Shider, Batibot, Family Computer, Walkman, Pager. Ito yung mga era na yun. Ang money mindset ng mga Gen X, yun nga, lumaki po tayo sa panahon ng mga hindi kasiguraduhan, di ba? Marami pong nangyayari during that time. Kudeta, di ba? Tapos yung government natin during that time nagkakagulo. We learned that nothing is guaranteed. So, ang paniniwala po ng Gen X na katulad ko po, self-reliance is important. Walang tutulong sa'yo kundi sarili mo. Multiple income streams. Yun ang na-mindset sa akin ng bata ako. Lahat ng dapat pwedeng pagkakitaan, pasukin. Number 3, kung meron kang skills na kagalingan, lalo na sa selling, ay nako, it will create and make you rich. And then, ito po yung pang-apat. During that time, nagiging creative na kami at nagkakaroon na kami tinatawag na safety net. We always create a backup plan pag ikaw ay nasa era na yun. Do you agree? So, paano tayo kumikita during that time? Kadalasan, small businesses, or if not naman, side hustle, di ba? Benta dito, benta doon. Or if not naman, you look for a corporate job or a profession and career. Honestly, in this era, ako napapansin ko, many became entrepreneurs. Naging creative during that time kasi ito yung panahon na rin na nagiging booming na rin ang negosyo. So, saan natin ginagastos ang pera during that time? Alam mo, kadalasan is on education, family security, home ownership, and insurance. During that time, pinakilala na rin yung idea ng protection and insurance. So, kung ano yung strength naman ng mga Gen X na katulad ko, siguro isa talagang pwede kong ipagmalaki pagka pinanganak ka ng ganitong era, yung resilience. O yung talagang kahit anong dumating, kaya mo talagang mag-adjust, kaya mo talagang lumaban. You're open for change and adaptability, which I'm experiencing right now. Pero meron din kaming weakness. Ang weakness is, yun nga, sa sobrang cautious minsan, yung parang natatakot na mag-risk, we miss opportunities. So what's the money lesson that you can learn from Gen X? It's very important that you build your own safety net. Huwag kang umasa sa gobyerno, huwag kang umasa sa ibang tao. Di ba? Mas maganda kung meron ka. Now, let's go to the millennials. Ito yung mga 1981 to 1996, kaway-kaway dyan, 29 to 44 years old. Ito naman, ang iba naman yung mindset nila. You work hard and you enjoy life. Ito na yung panahon ng Meteor Garden, Gimmick, Friendster, Yahoo Messenger. Naalala nyo pa ba? Ang money mindset ng mga millennial is to, mag-aral kang mabuti para maging successful ka. Pero ang reality, when they entered adulthood, ito na. Lumabas na yung katotohanan. Tumataas na yung cost of living, expensive housing. Nagkakaroon na ng global financial uncertainty. So, marami pong mga millennials na intindihan na yung traditional career path before na meron nung mga 1960s and 70s, hindi na guaranteed. Why? Because the only thing that's permanent is change. So, ang paniniwala po nila ng mga ganitong mga edad, mga millennials, purpose muna bago profit. Work-life balance. Experience, di ba? Kaya nga travel eh. These are the traveling group. Freedom is more important than earning a lot of money. Do you agree? Type agree kung nag-agree ka. So, paano naman sila kumikita? Again, corporate careers, freelancing, remote work, online businesses. Kasi ito na yung panahon ng right now, nagiging open na rin sila. Especially with the age of technology. Paano man gumagastos to? Ang priority nila, mga millennials, whether you like it or not, since experience, travel, coffee shop, personal development, technology. Ang strength po nila, honestly, yung mga millennial, this group is one of the most creative and innovative group that I've ever met. Do you agree? Kung ikaw isang millennial type, agree kung nag-agree ka. Ano naman na ang weakness? Kung may strength, may weakness. Ang weakness talaga, yung tinatawag natin na lifestyle inflation. The more you make, the more you spend. Yun talaga yung deserve ko to script na yan, yung line na yan, nanggaling dito sa era na ito. It's very important for us to understand why millennial think like this. Now, let's go to the Gen Z. These are the people who were born in the year 1997 to 2012. So, age nito, in the year 2025, more or less, while you're watching this video, nasa 13 to 28 years old. Ito na. Ito yung yung anak ko, belong to this era, mga Gen Z. Ito yung mga ayaw ma-stress sa trabaho. Ayaw ng toxic sa trabaho. Naano sila yung parang pag na-stress sila, naiinis sila agad, no? Yung maikili ang fuse nila. Ito na yung era ng Facebook, YouTube, Mobile Legends, diba? K-drama, boom! So, online gaming, ito na yung culture nila. Ang money mindset ng Gen Z is, yun nga, dati gusto nila maging artista, pero ngayon, nakikita nila, alam mo, ang laki pala ng opportunity ngayon sa TikTok, social media, sa YouTube, pwede ka pala maging blogger. So, pwede ka pala maging gamers, pwede ka pala mag-freelancing, diba? Pwede kang kumita kahit sa bahay ka. Ito rin yung parang era ng talagang marami na rin pong disruption. Ngayon, pataas ang bilihin, they witness family income struggles, layoff, economic uncertainty as a result. So, kini-question na nila yung traditional financial advice eh. Yun nga eh, parang, alam mo, paniniwala na po nila ang ganito. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you belong to this era. Number one, ang paniniwala nila, job security is not anymore guaranteed. Number one. Number two, naniniwala na sila na multiple income stream is necessary. Number three, mental health is more important than finances. Ainin mo ang dami mong pera kung stress ka naman. And then, ito yung era na talagang they want to create something for their own. Like creating a personal brand. Ngayon, itong mga nasa Gen Z na ito, how they can make money right now, content creation, freelancing, e-commerce, affiliate marketing, remote work, grabe. The opportunity for your generation is really limitless. And then, saan nila ginagastos ang pera nila? Number one, food. Gadgets, self-care, di ba? Yung mga beauty products, digital subscription, and anything that can really offer them convenience. Naks naman, mga kapatid. Ano naman ang financial strength nito? Grabe sila. Magaling talaga sila sa technology and they are easily adapt. However, kung may kagalingan, may weakness din. Ang weakness, yung parang mindset talaga ng instant gratification and comparison culture. So, anong money lesson ang matutunan natin to sa mga Gen Z na ito? Ang money lesson na pwede natin matutunan is to build their skill and asset. So, importante yun. You build your skill and asset and yung skill and asset mo, yan ang pwede mong i-monetize. Now, let's go to, siyempre, X, Y, the boomers, X, Y, Z, tapos na po tayo. Let's talk about the Gen Alpha generation, 2013 to 2024. Again, recording time natin to 2025. So, age group 1 to 12 years old. Ito na ang era na lahat talaga ay mas mabilis. Ito na yung era na pwede pala tanungin si ChatGPT or AI. Ito na yung moments na naalala nyo pa ba yung Roblox, Minecraft, YouTube Kids, diba? Smart TV, voice assistant, AI tools. So ito na po yun. Ang Gen Alpha po, para sa kanila, technology is not anymore an innovation. Bakit? It's a way of life. Kasi sa totoo lang, many will learn from the screen first before the classroom. Kung mapapansin nyo nga di ba yung mga bata pag nagsa-restaurant, para ma-distract ng mga magulang ang kanilang mga anak, hindi mag-ingay, anong ginagawa? Upo, screen sa harap, di ba? Anong magiging paniniwala ng mga kabataan na ito? Information, number 1, should be instant and quick. Technology solves problem and makes life easier and better. Learning can happen anywhere. So, ngayon, pagka lumaki na itong mga batang to, paano to kikita? Nako, maniwala kayo. Ito na po. Ito na po ang malaking opportunity for this generation and in any generation that you belong to that you can also take advantage of. Number 1, digital entrepreneurship. Anything that talks about digital, nandun na. E-commerce, di ba? Or if not naman, affiliate marketing, social media marketing, brand development, creator platform, AI-assisted business, virtual economies. Mga kapatid, if we do not innovate right now and then go into these industries, we will soon evaporate, believe me. Ano lang magiging financial strength ng next generation na ito, yung Gen Alpha? Alam mo, technology fluency. Sobra. Parang sa kanila, normal na gumawa na ng app. Financial blind spot naman nila. Ang problema, short attention span and a lot of distraction, especially on digital. Ano yung maling lesson naman ang magiging mindset talaga nila para sila ay umasenso at yumaman? Ito po, technology is powerful. Now, meron pa tayong next gen. Since boom, X, Y, Z, A, bumabalik naman tayo sa B. Meron natin tayo tinatawag ng Generation Beta. 2025 to 2039, that's the next generation. These are the newborns. Again, they will be born in the age of AI. So, ang future memories na po nila, nakakalungkot man sabihin, based on study, baka magkaroon ng tinatawag na AI companions. Ang kalaro na nila AI, hindi na talaga tao. Personalized learning na, autonomous technology, virtual experiences, smart products na. So ano magiging money mindset potentially ng Generation Beta? They will become the first generation that never experienced a world without AI, without innovation. Kaya nga hindi ko masisisi yung Gen Alpha ngayon or yung Gen Z dahil nga everything is so fast because of technology. Pero mas nakakatakot na to Gen Beta, di ba? We're talking about 2025 to 2039. Tatagal yan. And their challenge won't be any more information. But their challenge, ito na, making wise decisions. Kasi information's out there already eh. Because when everyone has access to the same tools, alam mo, ang advantage na ngayon, critical thinking. It's not anymore information, but critical thinking to make the wise decision. Ako, pinaproject ko kung paano kikita itong next gen na ito. Again, AI-powered businesses, intellectual property, creative innovation, human-centered services. Babalik pa rin sa tao. AI will not replace people entirely, but AI will replace probably people who don't know how to use AI. But there will be human-centered services pa rin. Just like carpentry, welding, mason. Yan, hindi talaga matatanggal yan eh. Kaya anong financial strength ng Gen Beta? Efficiency and speed. Pero may blind spot sila. Ang problema, they will become super dependent on technology. Kaya nga anong money lesson ang pwede nating matutunan dito sa Gen Beta na ito? We should know when to use technology and when to use our own critical thinking. Importante po yan. Kailangan pagganahin pa rin natin ang ating utak. Again, the purpose of tool is to make life easier, but you cannot allow the tool to think for you. Make sense? So, ano ang biggest realization nito sa masterclass na ito? Grabe. Plinat na natin from, again, baby boomers up to Gen Beta. Every generation believes that their way is right. Boomers, trust on hard work. Gen X, self-reliance. Katulad namin, millennials, they trust freedom of choice. Gen Z, flexibility. Alpha, technology. Gen Beta, might be AI. But here's the truth. Alam mo, the best financial strategy is not choosing one generation. It's learning from all of them. You work hard like a boomer. You be resourceful just like a Gen X. Diba? You think creatively like a millennial. Adapt quickly like a Gen Z. You use technology just like a Gen Alpha. At the same time, leverage AI just like Gen Beta. Because the only thing that is permanent is change. Technology change. Economy changes. But financial wisdom never goes out of style. So the next time, kung may lolo ka o lola, diba, tells you to save money, your parents tell you to find a stable job, and your younger cousin talks about becoming a YouTuber, alam mo, tandaan mo, they're not wrong. They're simply products of the generation that raised them. Ikaw, anong natutunan mo sa episode natin na ito? At kung may natutunan ka sa episode na ito, pakitype lang sa comment section. And if you find this episode very, very interesting and very, very revealing, do me a favor. Share this with your friends so that they will also learn and open their minds to what the world is saying.
Chinky Tan, with over 6 million Facebook followers, 2.8 million YouTube subscribers, and 2.4 million TikTok fans, is now all out to share with you the most practical, simplest path to lasting wealth.